For potatoes a la Greco, you will need some olive oil, um, 5 or 6 medium-sized potatoes, depending on how large your family is. I used, I think, maybe 5 potatoes. One of them was very large, the rest were medium to small. A can of peas, some salt, some pepper, and one medium to large sliced onion, depending on how much onions you like in your food, generally speaking. Heat on medium. You'll need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Oh, I also forgot to mention you'll need a half a cup of water. So let me get some water. This is actually a true family recipe. My dad used to make this concoction for us when we were kids. He would leave the potatoes sliced and whole. I like to cut them in half because that's just too much potato for me in one bite. Okay, it looks like the pan's heating up pretty well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the potatoes in. You also want to put the onions in. You want to let this begin to fry and fry up for about 5 minutes. Now we're not trying to brown or crisp the potatoes. Essentially they're going to boil in the frying pan. It looks like it's onion skin. Let me get that off of there. Essentially you're going to end up boiling the potatoes. So when it starts frying, we'll let it go for about 5 minutes, and then it's been frying up for about 5 minutes. And we stir it every so often to try and coat the potatoes and the onions with the oil. And you can hear it's frying up pretty good right now. So at this point, we're not going to add salt and pepper yet. At this point, I'm going to add the water. And you cover it. It should take about 20 minutes or so for the potatoes to become soft, but we're going to check it every few minutes and stir it, and when the potatoes are almost soft, that's when we'll add our peas and our salt. Okay, we're going to check on our potatoes now. Stir them up. And depending on how many potatoes you use, if you use quite a few, you might need to add more water. If they're sticking to the bottom of the pan and you don't see any water in there, you might want to add a little more water, because we're not trying to fry them. We're not trying to brown them. We want them to boil. But you don't want too much water. You don't want them swimming in water. And then you want to kind of, they're still pretty hard. They're looking good. So, I'm going to cover them back up and come check on them in a few more minutes. Okay, just checked on my potatoes again. They're starting to crisp up, which means I need to add a little more water. Probably like about a quarter of a cup or so. And it's time to add the peas because they are getting softer. They break pretty easily now. So now we add the peas. Get them nice and stirred up. Actually, I think I need just a tad more water. Okay. And now you're going to salt them. salt and your pepper. Cover them again, because you want the potatoes to finish boiling. Now towards the end, if you have too much water, you can let it fry uncovered for a few minutes. That should help some of the water to evaporate. Potatoes should be almost done if they're not actually done yet. So turn this around. The water has pretty much evaporated. Potatoes are mushy. They are done. And this is potatoes a la Greco. It is delicious.